Good morning, Year 4. We're at the end of another week. It's Friday. So for today's lesson, I thought that we would have a grammar lesson. We've not done any grammar this week so far, so I thought it would be good just to do a little bit of grammar. It's not linked to the Greeks that we've been looking at all week. Instead, it is a lesson about silverback mountain gorillas. So the first thing that I would like you to do, you've got two challenges today. One's going to be a word challenge, and then the second part of the lesson, the main part, we're looking at fronted adverbials. But the first thing I would like you to do is I'd like you to click on the link in your Shobi chat, and I would like you to watch the video clip about the silverback mountain gorillas. Okay, once you've watched that, your first challenge is a word challenge, and we'll be looking at metaphors. Now, metaphors aren't new to you. You've done quite a bit of work on metaphors before. So you should be okay with this. Now, what I would like you to do is I want you to think of as many metaphors as you can about the video clip that you've just watched. So think about describing the gorillas. You could describe the setting, you could describe the feel of the place, and remember you can use your senses as well to help you with these metaphors. There's a couple on the screen just to give you an idea. A mountain of muscle, a gentle giant. We've got alliteration there with that one as well. Okay, your second challenge, the main part of the lesson, we're looking at fronted adverbials. Now, again, this isn't something that's new to you. We have looked at these already, but just to recap, if you think of the word adverb and you think of the word verb, verb is an action. Adverbs describe how a verb takes place. So a fronted adverbial, it goes at the front of the sentence and it explains how that action took place. Now, a fronted adverbial can be a phrase, or it can be just a word on its own. So we've got 3 examples here on the screen for you. I'll just move my thing again. So the first one, in the thick, cloudy forest, an intimidating silverback was beating his chest. So you can see the fronted adverbial in red there, in the thick, cloudy forest. This tells us where the action took place. The second one, as the youngster swung on a vine, the silverback headed off for some peace and quiet. Now this fronted adverbial phrase tells us when the action took place. It took place whilst the youngster was swinging on the vine. And then the last one there, number 3, gently the mountain of muscle lifted the youngster off his back. Now that tells us how the action took place. Now you can see that the top 2 are adverbial phrases, and the bottom one is just a word on its own. You'll also notice, last thing to point out, is that after each of these adverbial phrases, there is a comma before the main clause of the sentence. Now that is always the case. So whenever you see a fronted adverbial or you use a fronted adverbial in your writing, you will always need to place a comma after it before you continue with the main clause. Okay. So your task today, your second part of your task, you've got this worksheet. Now, again, I've attached this to your account, so if you want to print it off, you can do. So for the first part, you've got main clauses and you've got fronted adverbial phrases. I would like you to draw lines to connect the correct adverbial phrase with the correct main clause so that it makes sense. The second challenge, what I would like you to do is you need to restructure these sentences so that the adverbial phrase is at the front of the sentence, so it becomes a fronted adverbial. So, for example, the gorilla ate leaves and shoots all day long. So the adverbial phrase there is all day long. So I'd like you to put that at the front, all day long, comma, the gorilla ate leaves and shoots. And if you could do that for all 6 of those sentences. Your third challenge is you are going to be pretending that you've been on an expedition to this national park, and I want you to describe this experience. Try and write me a paragraph describing this experience, but I would like you to include at least 3 fronted adverbial phrases in your paragraph. Okay, so there's quite a few things to do today on the grammar, but none of it is new to you. A lot of it will be revision. So hopefully you should have no problem doing this. If there are any problems or if you have any questions, just send me a note on Shobi. Okay, good luck, and I'll look forward to reading your work.